Grace.
Hi, this is Allentail, but you can call me Matthew.
This is Hannah.
Hi, this is Emily.
Hi, I'm Abby.
Hi, this is Jamie.
And
this is
Adventures in Absurdity.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Adventures in Absurdity. We've got Emily, Grace, and Hannah here, and today we're discussing Missionary Impossible. Ooh.
Yes. Missionary Impossible was written by Kathy Buchanan, directed by Phil Lawler, and sound designer Bob Luttrell. And the short little summary is Alex Jefferson becomes convinced that he should become a missionary like Jason Whitaker. And that's it.
Okay. It's short and sweet and to the point.
Oh, do you guys want to... I guess Jamie's not on here, but should we shout out our Gmail?
Oh yeah, we got an email, y'all. It was our first email. I guess we haven't, it's in the YouTube comments, but we haven't ever said this. Okay, to all of our listeners, we have an email where you can email us your questions.
Yeah.
And it's Adventures in Absurdity Podcast at gmail.com. Right?
Yep, that's it.
Hit us up.
Send us your questions or your thoughts on an episode. I guess we should say what we record on Mondays. So if you have something to point out about the next episode after you find out what our episode we're discussing next, send us that email by like Monday midday afternoon. Yeah.
You can message us on Tumblr at the Adventures in Odyssey blog page also.
Yes. Or if you go back to that first episode, we also talked about what our actual Tumblrs were, so you could message us individually, which also brings up the point that Grace has changed her Tumblr blog.
Oh, yeah. I texted somebody the other day or Sunday, and I'm like, okay, I kind of have a dilemma because I want to change it. I've been wanting to change it for a while. But I also knew that I introduced myself as the last one. But I figured, I guess now, if you don't know, I changed my Tumblr name to BTV Grace, and I'm very proud of it.
I think it is fantastic.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, this episode opens with Jason talking, so what's not good about that?
It's a good one.
Actually, this is totally my humor. But, he's like flipping through the slides or whatever. And I even wrote this down. I heard someone cough and instantly I go, Rona!
I think it's just programmed into us at all. If anybody does anything that resembles sickness, even if it's not a corona symptom, you just go, Rona!
Yeah.
Or coronavirus!
Yes!
Something like that.
I guess this is going to be the first discussion point. When Wick goes, is that you in the skirt or the headdress?
Yeah.
And everybody laughs. I always thought that was super funny, but now I'm like, but he's a missionary in Zimbabwe. Like, he's just, being sensitive to the culture.
Yeah.
How is that funny? And why are you embarrassed, Jason? Educate us on this skirt you're wearing. That being said, I still appreciate the humor in it.
Oh, yeah, no. It's called Moving On.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's so funny, though, because when my dad's been on mission trips, he comes home with some of the most random clothes, because they're like, here is our tribal blah, 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 blah. And he's like, thanks! And then he has to wear it, and then we have pictures of him, and then he's like, no.
Sarah's, I think Jason looked cute in those pictures.
Yes. Sarah in this episode is all of us. Minus Matthew.
He is, though.
I love Sarah. I feel like she's an underappreciated kid.
Oh, she is, though.
She's so funny. She's in a lot of the NovaCon stuff. She's in Slumber Party, which is, one of the best kid episodes.
And Broken Window.
Yes.
Oh, I love Broken Window.
She's so
fun. Kind of sassy, and I like it.
Yeah. She probably is the sassiest Odyssey character, that I can think of. Tamika is pretty sassy, but I think Sarah takes the cake.
Liz is up there, too.
Yeah.
They're on
Hers
together.
doesn't seem like sass to me though. Hers seems
Mm.
more like matter of fact, maybe. I don't know.
They definitely have different brands of humor, but they are similar in some way.
Yeah.
I love that Wit is such a proud dad in this
Aw,
episode.
yes.
You can tell he's so excited that Jason's back, and he's like changing everything in Wit's End to be like themed like
Yes.
Jason went and stuff. It's so pure.
The food and the Mozambique train setting, and he's just he's just proud of Jason to begin with anyway. Like, you know,
Yeah,
it's adorable.
It's really
it
great.
is.
Also about this episode, or actually that I don't want to get to yet. Sorry. But at the very beginning when Alex is talking to Jason, he goes, "You have the coolest job ever," and Jason goes, "Well, I don't know about cool." And I'm like, Jason's like, being a missionary is not the coolest job ever. I've had the coolest job ever. I was a secret agent. Or, excuse me, he was an analyst. For
Analyst.
Yeah. The fact that they make fun of his clothes throughout the episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was what I was going to get to next. That is like one of my favorite running jokes of all time. I also think it's funny because Sarah is constantly making fun of Alex's clothes, but she's all head over heels for Jason and doesn't ever comment on his ugly shirt or ratty tie.
I love
that tie.
It's also a Connie thing to do. You need new clothes. What's wrong with my clothes?
Oh, I can imagine Jason. So we know from like Home Again, Connie, when she was all excited, she's like, Jason's like my brother, which we know, Connie, you're just disguising your feelings for him with that. But we don't have to get into that. But you know, when he got back and she saw that shirt and tie, she was like, "Nah, we're going to the mall," and she dragged him around.
Yeah.
Or one of Connie's best lines from For Whom the Bell Tolls, "You buy, I'll fly."
Yeah.
Because that was the first time Jason was gone for a long time traveling. He was like, "You got to do it," and she was like, "Yeah, you buy, I'll fly."
Maybe when Jason went on that world traveling tour, that's when the incident happened in Venice with him and Tasha.
Hey,
Ooh.
there's a good theory. I like it.
Oh, that just occurred to me. Ooh.
Very random, but I like it.
I do too. Either that or whenever he was on a quote-unquote missions trip that turned into an agency trip.
I was gonna say, I feel like he could very easily get distracted by something.
Yeah. He's very easily distracted by that agency life.
He really is.
But I mean, who isn't?
I also like when he's doing the slideshow, he's like, "Oh yes, here I am with the Prime Minister of Russia."
Yes! Like, casually meeting with the Prime Minister of Russia.
Like,
never mind the fact that might be treason at this point in time. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, like, what is it, 99 or 2000?
2001, I think.
Okay, so not quite treason.
Probably.
They're a few years
Maybe
off.
not. Yeah. Like, how does a missionary get to meet the Prime Minister of Russia? "Quote unquote missionary."
I was going to say agency connections for sure.
Yes. Well, and when Jason is talking to Alex too about like fundraising, he's like, Alex asked him, he's like, "Well, I'm funded a lot by Dad's organization," and I was like, "And you're making that government salary."
Nice.
Which isn't anything to write home about, but you know, you're living with your father, so you can save.
I like how Alex's like the trip that he was going on was just happened to be with the around the world missions. I was like, oh, okay, that's smooth.
Yeah. They're setting it up. I mean, this was the setup album for all of that.
Yeah. Real smooth of them.
Oh, when Jason, or like when Nathaniel and Alex were shopped at the Whitaker household or whatever, and when Jason was pouring the drink, he didn't have to say, but I could just tell that it was lemonade.
Lemonade.
You'll know. You can
Yes.
just tell from the sound of the pitcher. Like,
Yeah. I was sitting there like, ooh, I bet that's some lemonade.
Yeah.
what else would it be?
Exactly.
Never.
Water, I think.
Well, you don't ever hear ice cubes in water. It's only ever in lemonade or tea.
And children were not drinking tea. I just
Yeah.
lemonade it is.
Yeah.
Well, and Whit has his special lemonade, so I'm sure he keeps a pitcher in the fridge.
That's true. Something that annoyed me in this episode to no end was that they kept saying Maasai incorrectly. It was driving me nuts. It just like, I've been to Kenya, so I was like, yes, the Maasai. Why are you saying Maasai? What are you
Oh.
And like, he says ugly, and Jason's like, actually it's ugali.
Ugali.
Correct him on that, but not on Maasai.
Oh.
Drove me nuts.
I love it when, he mispronounces the word and Sarah's like, what did you just call me?
Yes. She's like, you're one to talk. That would come out of Sarah's mouth. I also love how throughout this thing, Alex is just kind of like, well, and we see it with him and Cal too. He's the more even-headed one. Like, that doesn't make any. That's not the right phrasing. But he's more level-headed. That's what it's. Oh my gosh, he's the more level-headed one. But when he's with like Cal or Nathaniel,
they can
like he can get carried away. So like when they're taking the pictures or they're fundraising, like Nathaniel's like, no, you have to do it this way, and and Alex is like, do I really though? But he gets pulled into that.
Yeah.
And also when they knock on Mr. Whitaker's door and Jason opens it and Nathaniel goes into the whole spiel like he's not face to face with Jason.
Yeah, I know.
You can cut it out now.
I get it.
Just please stop already.
He's such a little baby, though. He's like, I'll match the money that you have once you make this much. I was like,
aww.
Yeah.
Softy. This episode would turn into us fawning over Jason.
Of course. Do you expect anything less?
No.
I have Jason in it, but I love it how Alex was packing for his trip like a year earlier, and then he's like, am I forgetting anything? No, Alex, you don't need anything. Not even a malaria shot. I'm like, Jason and the malaria pills.
Oh my goodness.
He's like, mosquitoes.
Oh.
Fun fact, though, malaria shots actually hurt a lot.
I've heard that.
They suck. They really hurt.
I'm trying to think through it. I mean, I think the whole sequence when they're taking pictures is pretty funny.
It is funny.
When Alex comes out and Nathaniel's like, I don't think the Star Wars underpants is in keeping with the tradition. He goes, oh, should I take them off? No! I also love how Star Wars is canon in Odyssey.
Yeah.
Sarah's shade. She goes, and those pyramids, really? I'm like, shade, jeez.
And when they're looking at the website, and Alex is like, there's a disclaimer, and Nathaniel's like, make it smaller, and Sarah's like, I think you should make it bigger. And this monitor is 20 inches. She's like,
Yes.
Nathaniel is rich. He has a big monitor.
I also like they're like, I think they can tell this is a stuffed elephant. I'm like, yeah,
But my dog wouldn't wear the Dumbo costume.
That's funny.
I really wish Connie would have been in this episode, though.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
would have been good.
I guess there's not a whole lot of room for her per se, but it would have been funny to see her interact with Jason. I'm always down for some Jason and Connie interaction.
Alex would be like, I don't know what God's telling me to do with my life. And Connie would be like, yeah, welcome to the club, Alex.
Been trying to figure it out for 35 albums now. Alex already's figured it out, and Connie's still trying to.
Oof.
I just really wish they would have her commit to Dreams by Constance at this point. Like, that's been around since album 27.
I mean, she is just like, yes, I get a wedding like once a year, so she needs to.
She only advertises on kids' radio, so that's on her.
Yes, and Emily goes, when I get married, I'll definitely have Dreams by Constant.
I'll tell you in 10 to 15 years.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah.
I want to see what Alex is doing now. Is he a missionary now?
I feel like he's probably like upper high school right now.
Do you think?
So I kind of think of it as like whenever there's kind of a new wave of kids, it's because the other ones have gone. They're like in upper high school.
True.
So like he might be like a senior, or maybe he's like just graduated and he's in college.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, we have been with the new wave of kids for like 10 years, so at this point,
that is true.
He's graduated.
So Missionary Impossible. Gotta love the play on the title, though.
So good. Very, very Jason.
Yes, that too.
Proves wherever Jason is, the agency life will follow him.
Always.
So true. I feel like this is the first episode he's in since like Malachi's message, maybe? Is that true?
That sounds like it could be about right.
I love that episode so much. He literally just went into the lake, like, yeah.
Actually, I had in my notes, Nathaniel and Alex, like when they were raising money in Missionary Impossible, it kind of gave me Millstone Connie vibes because they're like, we only have this money. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know where we're gonna get the rest. I'm like, sounds familiar.
Yeah, but they're 12. Connie is like 25.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get a lot out of this episode, mainly probably because it was the first time I've listened to it. But I really liked the takeaway at the end about how, like, be a missionary, you don't have to go to like, foreign places or whatever. Mm-hmm. It can be, you can be reading Bible studies to little kids Bible stories to kids before they go to bed and everything. And I think that's a great message to give and take away because, everyone needs Jesus no matter where you're at. So,
yeah.
I thought that was very good.
Yeah. Well, and at the end, when Jason is telling Alex about how it's in Oswald Heights, he goes, but it's so dirty there. And Jason goes, Alex, you were eating bugs yesterday. And he's like, oh, yeah.
I'm like,
how about that?
He's like, I hear they have these kind of hot dogs.
If you think that's the worst thing you would have been eating in Kenya, my dude, you were wrong.
It's funny.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like how Odyssey has a good balance of like having a global missions focus, but like also still emphasizing that you don't have to leave your hometown to like do.
Yeah.
Spread the good news, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, which brings up, should I just go ahead and tell you what episode we're doing next week?
Why do I think I know what it is now?
You probably do. Next week, it's Love It Is in the Air.
Ah!
Yes,
I did the number generator and I went and looked and I got so excited.
that's
I was
amazing.
like, yay!
I love that.
I know.
Such a good episode.
It's a good one.
It is.
That means we get to talk about Tasha again.
Yes! And Connie's crush on Jason!
Yes.
What did you do to Katrina? Oh
We
my
shouldn't
goodness.
continue making a mess.
So that was Missionary Impossible.
Yeah. I'm like, do we have anything else to say about it?
I mean, I feel like I should, but I don't.
Yeah.
I love at the end when Alex is showing all his pictures again, and they're like, "Are you?" Or what did they say? "Are you the one with the broom or the bucket on your head?"
Yes.
Yeah, I liked how they paralleled it to the beginning of the episode of Jason.
Yeah.
Also, like,
Good work.
Alex, like, copying the way Jason does it, like, kind of his cadence and how he presents it, I thought was just super cute.
Yeah. You can tell
He
he's
looks up to Jason. It's
I
adorable.
know! Oh, Jason needs children. And Whit needs grandchildren. I know he's Monty and Jenny still.
who are
They're old.
So, disclaimer. We're also not affiliated with Focus on the Family, by the way. Please don't ever think that.
Today's episode was brought to you by Aram, the recording bot.
We're
We
chaos!
are chaos. Goodbye.